billions of people crawling out of bed, pretending today will be different. It won't be. You know it won't be, but you lie to yourself anyway, because the truth is unbearable. Some wake up in penthouses, others on concrete, but the question crushing both of them is identical. What is this all for? And nobody answers, because nobody knows. We just keep moving because stopping means facing the silence. And in the silence, we hear what we've been running from our entire lives. Look closely and you'll see the quiet tragedies hiding in plain sight. Someone laughs at breakfast while another buries their child before noon. A surgeon saves a life as a soldier ends one. An hour apart, both call it duty. Somewhere a farmer prays for rain while a city drowns beneath it. The planet doesn't choose sides, it simply turns, unmoved by who eats and who starves. Look at your life. Really look at it. You wake up exhausted, drag yourself to a job that doesn't care if you live or die, smile at people you secretly hate, pretend you're building a career when really you're just selling hours of your life you'll never get back. For what? A paycheck that disappears before you even see it? Rent, bills, debt, the same cycle every month until you're too old to work, and then they discard you like a broken tool. You are a cog, and cogs are replaceable. The system promises freedom. Work hard and you'll make it. But making it just means a nicer cage, a bigger house you're never in, a car that sits in traffic, a vacation you're too burned out to enjoy. You sacrifice your body, your time, your relationships, your sanity. And for what? To die with a retirement account and a list of regrets? Look at the people around you, your coworkers, your neighbors, the strangers on the train. Dead eyes, hollow smiles, everyone performing the same script, pretending they chose this life. But you didn't choose it. None of us did. We were born into a world that decided our value before we could walk. A world that measures worth in dollars and productivity. A world that punishes rest and rewards exhaustion. And we call this civilization. We built systems to make sense of the chaos, money, power, gods, nations. But every system eventually forgets the people it was made for. Factories keep running long after the workers stop dreaming. Corporations swallow time like black holes, feeding on the hours of men and women who barely see daylight. We call it productivity. It's really just another word for exhaustion. You fell in love once. Remember that feeling? Like you finally found someone who understood, someone who made the screaming in your head stop for a while, someone who made you believe life could be beautiful. Where are they now? Maybe you're still together, watching the spark die in slow motion, the conversations getting shorter, the silences getting longer, the resentment building like mold in the walls. Maybe they left. Maybe you left. Maybe one of you died and the other is still here pretending to be alive. Love is a trick, a chemical reaction, your brain flooding with dopamine to convince you to reproduce. And when the chemicals fade, and they always fade, you're left with a stranger who snores too loud and chews too slow, and suddenly you can't remember why you ever thought this would last. Or maybe it does last. Maybe you stay together 50 years. Congratulations, one of you gets to watch the other one die. One of you gets to hold their hand as the light leaves their eyes. One of you gets to bury them, clean out their closet, and spend the rest of your life talking to a ghost. That's the reward for true love, watching it end. And your friends, the ones who swore they'd never leave, they're gone too. Some moved away, some got married and forgot you existed. Some just drifted and neither of you had the energy to hold on. Remember your best friend from high school? When's the last time you actually talked? Not a birthday text, not a like on Instagram, a real conversation. You don't, do you? People drift, they move, they marry, they forget. The person you shared secrets with, who swore you'd be friends forever, is now a stranger with a different face and a different life. You'll die surrounded by strangers, or worse, completely alone because everyone who knew the real you is already dead. Every connection you make is temporary. Every bond will break. Every person you love will either leave you or force you to watch them die. And you keep loving anyway, like an addict who knows the next hit will kill them. Feel that ache in your lower back? that's not going away. That exhaustion you can't sleep off, that's permanent now. That pain in your knee when it rains, welcome to the rest of your life. Your body is betraying you. Every single day, it's dying a little more. You used to heal overnight. Now a pulled muscle takes weeks. You used to stay up all night. Now you need 3 days to recover from one late evening. Your hair is thinning. Your skin is sagging. Your joints are grinding. Your organs are failing. And it only gets worse. Soon you'll need glasses to read, pills to sleep, pills to wake up, pills to remember things, pills to digest food, pills to keep your heart beating. You'll become a pharmacy on legs, waiting in a hospital bed for a nurse who doesn't know your name to check if you died yet. Look at your parents. Look at what time did to them. That's you in 20 years, 30 if you're lucky. Bent, broken, medicated, confused, dependent. Your mind will go before your body does. You'll forget names, then faces, then entire decades. You'll become a stranger to yourself, lost in a fog that never lifts. And your children, if you are stupid enough to have them, will visit out of guilt. They'll check their phones while you repeat the same story for the 100th time. They'll count the minutes until they can leave. This is what you're working toward. This is the dream you're chasing. This is the finish line. You're always one disaster away from losing everything. That savings account you're building, one medical emergency, and it's gone. That career you spent decades building, one recession, and you're unemployed at 50 with no one willing to hire you. The system is designed to keep you desperate. Work harder, earn more, spend more, stay in debt, stay afraid, stay compliant. They tell you to save for retirement, but retirement is a lie sold to people who won't live long enough to enjoy it. You'll work until your body breaks, and when you finally stop, when you finally have time to rest, you'll be too old and too sick to do anything but sit in a chair and wait to die. The rich get richer while you get older. They vacation in countries you'll never afford to visit. They retire at 40 while you'll work until 70. And when you're finally useless to them, when you can't produce anymore, they'll forget you ever existed. You are a resource to be extracted, nothing more. The difference between success and ruin is thinner than you pretend. One illness, one layoff, one accident. That's all it takes to lose everything you worked for. And you know what's twisted? You'll keep working anyway. How many hours have you lost today? Scrolling, clicking, watching, refreshing. You're not living, you're spectating, watching other people's fake lives while yours evaporates into notifications and algorithms designed to keep you addicted. Every minute you spend here is a minute you'll never get back. Every video, every post, every mindless scroll. That's your life draining away while corporations profit from your attention. You know this. You feel it. But you can't stop, can you? Because stopping means facing the silence. And in the silence, you have to confront what you've become. A ghost, haunting your own life, watching from behind glass while the world moves on without you. You used to have dreams, ambitions, things you wanted to create, places you wanted to go, a person you wanted to become. What happened? You got realistic. You grew up. You traded dreams for survival and called it maturity. Now you work a job that crushes you for people who don't care to afford a life you don't even want. And late at night, when the house is quiet and you can't sleep, you remember who you used to be, what you used to want before the world broke you. But it's too late now, isn't it? You're too old, too tired, too buried in responsibilities. The window closed while you were busy being practical. Your potential died the day you stopped believing in it. You wanted to be someone once, an artist, a writer, a musician, something that mattered. What happened? You got realistic. You grew up. You traded dreams for survival and called it maturity. You thought someone would notice, your parents, your teachers, someone who would see you drowning and pull you out. Nobody came. They were too busy drowning themselves. Your parents did their best, maybe. Or maybe they didn't. Maybe they broke you in ways you're still discovering. Maybe they loved you but didn't know how to show it. Maybe they didn't love you at all. Either way, they couldn't save you from this, from the weight of existence, from the horror of awareness, because they're suffering too. They're just better at hiding it. Everyone's struggling. Everyone's pretending. Everyone is one bad day away from a breakdown. You're not special. Your pain isn't unique. Right now, millions are suffering the same way, in silence, wondering why they can't just quit. And nobody's coming to save any of you. You're on your own. You always were. Maybe you prayed once. Maybe you got on your knees and begged for help, for a sign, for mercy, for anything. silence. Either God doesn't exist or God doesn't care. Either way, you're alone. The universe doesn't have a plan for you. There's no destiny, no grand design. You're an accident, a fluke of chemistry on a rock hurtling through an infinite void. And when you die, you won't go anywhere better. You'll go nowhere. Your consciousness will stop. Your memories will dissolve. Everything you were, everything you felt, everything you feared, gone forever. No heaven, no reincarnation, no second chances. Just nothing. The same nothing you experienced before you were born. An eternity of non-existence. And the universe won't notice. It never does. The universe is silent, and silence makes us nervous. So we fill it with noise, prayers, politics, entertainment, endless scrolling. We measure our worth in followers and our success in exhaustion. We fear stillness because stillness feels like truth, and truth whispers that none of this was promised to last. If you had kids, you condemned them to this. You brought them into a nightmare without asking permission. You gave them the curse of consciousness, the burden of knowing they'll die. They'll suffer because of you. They'll inherit your trauma, your debt, your dying planet. They'll work harder for less. They'll fight wars you started. They'll drown in problems you created. And deep down, even if they never say it, they'll know you gave them life, and life is suffering. They'll smile at your funeral. They'll say nice things, but secretly, they'll be relieved you're gone. One less burden, one less obligation, just like you felt when your parents died. The cycle repeats. Suffering creates suffering. Broken people create broken people, and it never ends. Children starve while billionaires build rockets to escape gravity. People die for water while others waste oceans on golf courses. We invent gods, wars, and algorithms, anything to feel like we're in control. But maybe control was the first lie we ever told ourselves. The world is dying, ice caps melting, species vanishing, oceans rising, forests burning, and nobody stopping it. Because stopping it would mean sacrifice. And people won't sacrifice comfort for survival. So we pretend, we recycle, we buy electric cars, we feel virtuous while corporations dump poison into the water, and politicians take bribes to look the other way. Your grandchildren will inherit a wasteland. They'll ask why you didn't stop it, why you knew and did nothing. And you won't have an answer, because the truth is you were too comfortable, too distracted, too powerless. We're passengers on a sinking ship and we're arguing about the furniture. Right now, somewhere, a child is being beaten, a woman is being raped, a man is dying alone in agony, an animal is being skinned alive in a factory farm, and you're reading this, doing nothing. Because what can you do? You're powerless. We all are. Evil doesn't rest. Suffering doesn't sleep. Pain is constant, infinite, everywhere. A surgeon saves a life while a soldier ends one. Both call it duty. A farmer prays for rain while a city drowns. The planet doesn't choose sides. Someone laughs at breakfast while another buries their child before lunch, and the world keeps spinning, indifferent to all of it. We built systems to fix this, governments, laws, charities, religions, but every system eventually forgets the people it was made for. The factory keeps running long after the workers stop dreaming. Corporations swallow hours like black holes, feeding on the time of men and women who barely see sunlight. We call it productivity. It's really just exhaustion with a prettier name. The universe is silent, and silence makes us nervous, so we fill it with noise, with prayers, with politics, with entertainment, with endless scrolling. We measure our worth in followers, our success in exhaustion. We fear stillness because stillness feels like truth. And truth whispers that none of this was promised to last. They told us life had meaning, that good deeds are rewarded and bad ones punished. But then you see the kind die young, and the cruel grow powerful, and the equations stop making sense. So we invent new meanings, new distractions. We stay busy enough not to notice the void. We say everything happens for a reason, but deep down we know we're just trying to give the pain a name. There's a haunting symmetry to it all. Stars explode to create planets. Planets decay to create soil. From soil we rise, fragile, temporary, pretending we're permanent. We carve monuments, build cities that scrape the sky. But one earthquake, one war, one forgotten century, and it all becomes dust again. Maybe that's the universe's way of reminding us how small we really are. Every minute, somewhere, a heart monitor flatlines, and somewhere else, a first cry fills a hospital ward. Birth and death share the same second, and in between, we build entire lives trying to ignore how short that gap really is. We plan decades ahead while knowing none of it is guaranteed. We fill it with jobs, with love, with fear, with routine. We live in an age that worships progress but fears reflection. We have more connection than any generation before us, yet loneliness has never been louder. We talk, text, share, but rarely speak. We celebrate authenticity through filters. We record memories instead of living them, as if we're terrified that if we stop performing, we might have to face who we actually are. Maybe the cruelest truth isn't suffering, it's awareness. To know that we exist without knowing why. To look at the stars and realize they shine the same for everyone. The loved, the lost, the forgotten. We're fragments of carbon trying to explain infinity with limited vocabulary. We build theories, write scriptures, paint galaxies on ceilings, all to answer a question that might not have an answer. And still, we endure. That's the haunting part. Not the pain itself, but the persistence. We get knocked down, lied to, betrayed, broken, and we still wake up. Not because we understand, but because something inside us refuses to give up curiosity. Maybe that's what keeps the story going. The human need to see what happens next. The clock keeps ticking, indifferent. The world keeps spinning, indifferent. But inside this indifference, life still happens. Awkward, messy, miraculous. A stranger helps another off the street. A laugh cuts through grief for a second. A child sees snow for the first time. Tiny rebellions against meaninglessness. Maybe that's what we are, walking contradictions, finding light inside a machine built of shadows. So when the thought creeps in, why keep going? The answer isn't clear, and maybe it never will be. Maybe we keep going because even if the universe is empty, our questions fill it with sound, because silence is unbearable, and asking why is the only way we know we're still alive. Every second, someone takes their last breath, while somewhere else a child is born into chaos. The cycle never stops. Life and death trading blows like tired boxers that forgot why they're still fighting. We called it life, but what is it really? A test? A punishment? A glitch in the system? Look around. Every city hides its graveyards under concrete and neon lights. We celebrate skyscrapers but ignore the cracks beneath them. People scroll, laugh, post, pretending not to see the ones sleeping on sidewalks just a few streets away. We've built a world that worships distractions, so we never have to face the truth. No one really knows why we're here. Some call it faith, some call it fate, others just call it survival. But deep down, everyone has asked it. Why keep going when everything hurts so much? Why don't we just quit? What if God created us and then forgot? What if we're just echoes left behind in an abandoned universe, running a script written by no one for no one? Maybe that's why it all feels so empty sometimes. Why don't you quit? Not this video, life. Why keep going when you know how it ends? When you know the pain never stops? When you know you'll lose everyone, everything, and then vanish into nothing? What's the point? You don't have an answer, do you? Neither do I. Maybe we keep going because we're cowards, because we're afraid of the void, because even fake meaning is better than true meaninglessness. Maybe we're just biological machines following survival instincts we can't override. Or maybe we keep going because deep down, buried under all the suffering and lies and exhaustion, we're still stupid enough to hope. Maybe we're addicted to suffering. Maybe pain is the only proof we exist, because in a world this numb, only pain feels real. There's a thought that haunts me sometimes. What if heaven and hell are the same place, and it's right here, right now? The only difference is perspective. Some are blessed enough to call it heaven, most aren't. And still, the universe doesn't blink. Stars die every night and no one mourns them. Galaxies collapse, black holes devour worlds, and we think our heartbreak matters to something infinite. But maybe that's the beauty in it, that we still care even when nothing does. Think about it. Every one of us will eventually vanish. Names forgotten, stories erased, our existence reduced to dust and data. Yet we keep building, dreaming, fighting as if eternity itself is watching. Maybe that's the quiet defiance of being human. We keep trying even when there's no guarantee of meaning. And maybe that's the answer to why we don't quit. Because even in the darkness, something inside us refuses to die. You know I'm right. Every word of this, you've felt it. Maybe you've never said it out loud. Maybe you've never let yourself think it clearly. But you know, life is suffering. Love is temporary. Dreams die. Bodies fail. Nobody cares. Nothing lasts. The void is waiting. And you're going to keep living anyway. Not because you're brave, not because you found meaning, but because you're still breathing. And as long as you're breathing, some stubborn, broken part of you refuses to stop. That stubborn spark that whispers, "Not yet." It's cruel, but also beautiful. How we endure. How a starving man still shares bread. How a grieving mother still sings to her child. How people who've lost everything still find the strength to start again. Maybe the meaning of life isn't about being happy. Maybe it's about surviving the storm with enough humanity left to light one candle, even if the wind blows it out seconds later. Because when the universe forgot about us, we didn't forget about each other. And maybe that's all that's keeping this world from collapsing. The fragile kindness we offer despite the chaos. So yes, the world is unfair. Yes, people suffer. Yes, pain is endless. But the fact that we still ask why, still question, still hope, that's proof we're more than just mistakes. We're the noise in the void that refuses to fade. We're the unanswered question that keeps echoing through time. Why don't we quit? Because something inside us still believes, even if it doesn't know in what. And maybe that's the real curse of being human. Or the real miracle. They say the universe is silent, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's been screaming the whole time and we just stopped listening. Every star we see is already dead. Every light in the sky is a ghost of something long gone, pretending to still exist. We call it beauty, but it's really a cemetery of light. And yet, we stare at it in wonder, desperate to believe that something up there cares. But maybe nothing ever did. Maybe creation was an accident, a spark in an infinite void that got out of hand. Maybe we were never meant to exist. We're just the aftermath of something that went wrong, clinging to purpose like a dying flame clings to oxygen. Think about it, how cruelly poetic it is. We're born screaming, spend our lives searching, and die in silence. And the universe keeps expanding, indifferent, swallowing everything we ever loved. We build gods to explain it, religions to comfort ourselves, philosophies to make the pain look pretty. But maybe there was never a plan. Maybe life isn't a story, just static noise in an infinite radio of chaos. Some people say everything happens for a reason, but look around. Cancer eats children alive, wars erase cities, good people die begging for mercy. If there's a reason behind that, it's buried too deep to matter. And still, we wake up every morning. We put on masks, smile at strangers, post quotes about gratitude while our minds quietly rot from the inside. We pretend this is normal, that existence is supposed to hurt like this. But what if it isn't? What if this pain isn't a lesson, just a side effect of consciousness? Maybe the moment we became aware of our own mortality, we doomed ourselves. We became too smart for comfort, too alive for peace. Imagine this, if ants could understand death, they'd stop working. If the ocean knew it would one day evaporate, it would stop moving. But we know everything ends, and we keep moving anyway. That's not courage, that's madness. Beautiful, tragic madness. There's something haunting in the way humans love despite knowing everything dies. We build homes on borrowed land. We fall in love with people we'll lose. We dream about forever in a world that's built on endings. We chase immortality through fame, art, memory. But even the stars that inspired poets are dying as we speak. Maybe that's the ultimate joke. Even eternity expires. And yet, we still care. Even knowing the ending, we still read the story. We still write letters we'll never send. We still say, "See you tomorrow," even though tomorrow wasn't promised. Maybe that's the meaning we've been searching for. Not divine purpose, not cosmic justice, just the refusal to give up when everything screams that we should. But sometimes at 3 a.m. when the world is asleep and the silence feels alive, the question comes back. Why don't we just quit? What's the point of holding on when every path leads to dust? Why keep running when the finish line is a grave? Maybe it's because quitting feels like letting the void win. Because even if life is meaningless, the act of living anyway becomes rebellion. We're defying a God that might not exist, defying fate, defying reason itself just to say, I was here. And maybe that's all any of us really want, to be noticed, to matter even for a second before the dark swallows us again. But here's a haunting thought. What if no one ever notices? What if the universe doesn't record anything? What if when we die, every trace of us vanishes as if we never happened? Our laughter, our tears, our stories, gone. No echoes, no afterlife, just silence. Will we still keep living like we do now? Will we still fall in love, chase dreams, fight for causes, write songs? Will we finally admit that we're just ghosts pretending to be alive? Maybe the universe doesn't care, but maybe that's why we have to. Because if the stars won't remember us, then someone else must. If creation forgot us, then we'll carve our names into the darkness ourselves. We are the only species that cries for meaning, that mourns, that hopes. We are cosmic accidents with the audacity to love. We are dust that dared to look back at the stars and ask why. Maybe that's enough. Maybe that's the only meaning that ever existed. To question, to stand at the edge of infinity and scream, I am still here. Because even if God forgot us, we didn't forget what it means to feel. Even if life is chaos, we still build something out of it. Even if everything ends, we still begin again. And maybe, just maybe, that's the reason we don't quit. Because quitting would mean accepting that the pain was pointless. That the tears, the love, the hope, all of it was for nothing. But as long as someone, somewhere still believes in something, the void doesn't win. So, what do you think? Are we brave for living or just too afraid to stop? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If this hit you somewhere deep, make sure to like the video. It tells me you understand what most people refuse to. And if you're still here, click right here on the screen, because the next video reveals the truth even darker than this one, why being born was our first mistake. See you there if you're brave enough to keep watching.